Hello all, Christopher here, and welcome back to the Boldly Grow Homestead. I just wanted to do a quick video highlighting one of my favorite flower varieties that I grew last year, and that's Takane Ruby Buckwheat, which you probably would recognize from Baker Creek's catalog cover last year. So yeah, this video is a long time coming. The neighbors were being loud when I did my filming, so I had to do voiceovers, and I don't like doing voiceovers yet. So anyways, let's go. Homesteading, the original frontier. These are the adventures of the Boldly Grow Homestead. Its continuing mission to coexist with the environment, to find new plant varieties and new inspirations, to boldly grow like no one has grown before. So last year, one of the main places that I put the buckwheat was right around the mailbox. I had dahlia plants there, and I was hoping this would act as a nice little filler in between the dahlias. And this particular day, it was late fall, so I was going out to harvest seeds. I was doing that about every few days at that point. But you could see even well into the fall, it had some beautiful bright pink blooms on it. Very prolific. The bees absolutely loved it. There you go. So here's some of the seed heads. In the main garden, where I also put it later in the season, I saw not only the bees, but the butterflies and the hummingbirds loved it as well. So as you can see, it was quite prolific all around the mailbox. The blooms were not as dense as I would have hoped, but it still put on quite a beautiful color show. And one thing I can say about this buckwheat is that it's very prolific self-seeder. As you can see here, some growing at the base of the mailbox that seeded itself, and as well as outside the mailbox area, seeds dropped and where it's already blooming. And when I was cutting down pieces of the buckwheat, as I was pruning it, I would toss it in the side garden as a mulch, and well, apparently there were seeds I had forgotten on there as well, because they were popping up all over the place. As far as saving one's own seeds, it's quite easy with the buckwheat. I tried to collect most of them after they had dried on the plant, but especially towards the end of season, I picked some that were still on the pink side of the seed casing, so I don't know how viable those ones are, but I let them dry inside before I packaged them away. So hopefully they'll be good. But I easily saved hundreds of seeds just from that mailbox area. And again, I had plants in the main garden too that I picked a few from, but I more or less let those those ones go. So next year, I'll probably be doing something a little bit different. I won't use them around the mailbox. I'll go for something a bit more of a filler, probably petunias or something like that around the mailbox. But I will use this as a cover crop in between my main plantings in both the side garden and the main garden. The side garden, I will use this one exclusively, and probably only the seeds that I saved myself, to try to keep saving seeds that are used to my climate. And then in the main garden, I will use a mix of those seeds as well as a white buckwheat that I picked up from Baker Creek for this season, to get a mix of blooms, a mix of colors, and I do believe buckwheat is good for building soil, enriching the soil, so it'll be good for the pollinators, be good for the soil as both a cover crop and bringing in nutrients, and it'll look nice. So eventually I'd like to be able to build up enough stock that I can actually harvest seeds and try making recipes from them. I think soba noodles are made from buckwheat seeds and so on. So yeah, so that's my 2 cents on Takane Ruby Buckwheat. Again, I strongly recommend you growing it if you haven't before. And let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on growing buckwheat and how you like to use it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to share, like, subscribe, and don't forget to boldly grow.